Another one, Paul here. Today I'm going to give you guys a 3-step process this is kind of like the formula that I use now to, do the stock market. Today I'm going to focus on using this with the stock market. Tomorrow I'll use the same strategy and we're going to focus on doing it with crypto. But there's a 3-step process to this strategy, and that's, I'm going to explain that, and the results are pretty amazing. So I'm not going to really go into a lot of it. I'm going to really talk about it briefly because I don't really need to talk about each one of these, because I've made videos really on where I'm touching on each of these methods. There's a 3-step process, and the first two is really self-explanatory. The first step is, I usually do it. Let's just do it on the 5-minute here. Do it on the 5-minute. Now I'm using SPY as an example. The first thing you want to do is you want to load your 1348 method, and I've made videos about the 1348 method, so I'm not really going to go too much into detail about the 1348. It's the first method that you do. And then the next method, you're going to want to use the indicators of the RSI, Relative Strength Index, and the MACD crossover. Looks like this. So there's a 3-step process to this, and the first step really is to find the moments when it crosses, and you're just basically using, it's talked about online, the 1348. The first step is finding the moments that they cross, like this moment right here. We can see that it's crossing down, and we can see that would be a time to get in. Now the next thing you want to look at is your MACD crossover here, and you want to leave it like it is. Originally when I think I made a video about this. I'm not sure if I made a video about the MACD crossover, but basically whenever you have your spot for the 1348, which is it's right. Let's see, see right here. This is when it crosses. So what you want to do is you want to look at your MACD cross, and you want to find the moment when you see that, the signal with the little dot right here. That's your signal. That is your signal to when to get in, basically. So we found the cross right here, and what we're looking for is either a green dot or a red dot. In this case, we're looking for a downtrend. So we're looking for the red dot, which is right here. So this moment right here, what the MACD crossover will do is it usually will find the moments to where you need to get in, but you can get in a little bit earlier before the 1348 even crosses. So right here, we see the 1348 crosses here, but it gives us the signal right here. So this works good on the 5-minute and the hour. So the last step you got to do is basically, while your option is going, you want to make sure. Now if you're doing a put, you want to make sure right down here, you want to make sure, if you're doing a put, you want to make sure that the purple line is below the yellow line. If it stays below the yellow line, that will give you an indication of, when it picked it up right here. The signal was, the signal for the MACD crossover was right here. And if you look at the purple line, you'll look at the red dot that is signaling a downtrend. Everything is signaling a downtrend. And then if you look at the RSI, you'll look at the purple line. You'll see that the purple line is below the yellow line. As long as it stays below the yellow line, you're in profit. So you could take profit anytime here. And it works like magic. And it helps you find those. It helps you find those moments, and it helps you with the 1348, but it helps you actually get in a little bit earlier with the 1348. So you're able to make a little bit more gains using the 1348 and using these other indicators. So I'm going to use a couple examples and show you. Let's just So right here at this moment, we see the red dot. We see it crossing right here, and we see the red dot. So I would get in right here. I would do a 405 put, and I'd get in right there. And if we notice at the RSI, we can get out at any time we want. But I would just get out right here. And this is probably about a $50. It's a small one, but it's a $50 gain right there. Let's look at some other ones to see how well this actually works. Now I do want to try and find one situation where it won't work, but we'll find out if we find it. So let's look at this one right here. The 1348 cross is right here. The red dot is signaling right here. It's actually signaling to do it right here. It's signaling to do a put around 407. And if we get in right here and we just look at the RSI, anything down here is profit. So let's look at some other ones, some other examples. The first thing we got to do is we got to look for the moment that it crosses. So let's look for that moment on the 5 minute. Here we go right here. Here's a good example. So we can see right here that the 1348 crosses, and what we want to look for is we want to look for the green dot. The green dot is right here, so it's actually signaling right here to do a call around a 394 call right here. And if we look at the RSI in the bottom, the purple line is above the yellow line, so that signals a good trade. So let's just see how much we would get here. We came in here, we did a 394 call, and we rode this out. We rode it out all the way to the top. Let's just cut it here. This is around a $8 difference in price. That's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about 801. 8.01 times 50. Yeah, that's about $400 right there. $400 in 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I'm gonna do this one more time with the 5 minute, and then we're gonna look at it with the hour. So let's do this moment right here. This is a small moment. So what you want to do is you want to look for the moment that it crosses, but if you look for the moment that it crosses, it might be too late. So just keep your eye on the MACD crossover, because you can actually get in a little bit early and get a little bit more gains before the cross. That's the whole point of this. So we want to look for it's signaling an uptrend here. So we want to look for that green dot, which is right here. And we would basically get in right here. We would do a 394 call, and we would ride this out. And we look at the RSI, we'll see that it is above the yellow line. So this is about $50, maybe a little bit more. So let's look at it with the hour. It works for any time frame you want. I think it works a lot better with, the farther out you go with the time frame. So let's just go. Let's go, do the hour. Let's find a moment. You do the same thing. Same thing. So what you want to do with any of the time frames, time frame don't matter, but, personally I would look for it in the hour. If you find the 1348 cross in the hour, you'll probably make more. But we see right here with the hour, we see that's crossing right here. And if we look at the MACD crossover right here, we'll find that it gave us our signal right here. So we could have come in right here. We did a 358 call, and we ride this out. to right here. One day you would have made it's $13 difference in price, and you can see how powerful this is. 13 times 50. It's $650 in one day. So the first thing you do is you look. Well, if you wait for the 13 to 48 to cross, it'll be a little bit late. You want to also keep, as it's happening, you want to keep your eye on the MACD crossover, because the MACD crossover will actually give you an earlier signal to do it before the 1348 crosses. So you might actually get an early start on getting some gains. So let's look at two more times with this. Let's find a moment when it crosses right here. So we see that it crosses right here. So if we look at the MACD crossover, we see the red dot right here. So it signals it right here. So if we did a 374 put and we rode this out, anytime if you look at the RSI, you'll see that it's below the yellow line. So right here, let's do right there. That's about $12 difference in price. That's around $600 right there in 5 hours. My God. So let's look at it a couple more times. I'll do two more times, and I'll go over this tomorrow, but with crypto. We check for the 13 to 48 to cross, but you want to keep your eye on the MACD crossover, which is, you see the cross right here with the 1348, but the signal to get in right here is actually right here. So we come in and we look at the RSI, and we see that the purple line is above the yellow line, so all that is profit. So that is a 1448 in one day. 1448 times 50, $724 in one day. So let's do this one more time, and I think you guys get the general idea. This is probably one of the most powerful strategies, and this is the strategy that I use when I do my options trading. So let's look at this one real quick. This last one, we see the cross happening right here, but you want to keep your eye on the MACD cross. Let's shrink this down real quick. There we go. So you want to keep your eye on the MACD crossover, which is right here. So you would get in right here. You would do a 310 put. And as it's going on, you would look at the RSI, and you would see that it is below the yellow line. So that tells you that it is profit. And you can take profit anytime you want. You can go all the way down here if you want. This is 2 days and 2 hours. Let's just level this out to 2 days. Right here. Okay, so 2 days worth, that's $17.44 difference in price. $17.44. That's $872 in 2 days. So with all these methods that I've found, I found the 1348 from YouTubers, and then I kind of messed around with other indicators, and I kind of stumbled upon the strategy. If you guys want to use this strategy, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss. Other than that, if you guys want me to go over this strategy more, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and I'll see you guys in future videos.